I want someone to play Fortnite with me really badly. My normal Fortnite duo, Cruz Roses, is usually busy at the time that I'm free. So I need to find someone that will conform to my schedule because I don't want to conform to others. Which leads me... Cryptids are one of the most widely debated subjects in the world. The debate on whether or not certain cryptids are real have been going on since the invention of cryptozoology. Cryptids are animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but are not recognized by science. Cryptozoology is a pseudoscience, which primarily looks at stories and other claims rejected by the scientific community. I am fascinated by cryptids. I always liked the idea of them and would spend my days growing up in the woods going cryptid hunting. The Bigfoot, the Chupacabra, the Mongolian deathworm. There's plenty of cryptids out there, but I'm very interested in one in particular, the Michigan Dogman. The Dogman is described as a tall, dog-like creature with piercing eyes and a screaming howl. Neither a werewolf nor Bigfoot. Instead, you'll find Dogman roaming the woods of the Lower Peninsula. Steve Cook, a DJ at Traverse City radio station, claims that he started the myth when he made up a song about dogmen titled The Legend as an April Fool's Day joke in 1987. Cook clearly underestimated this legend, as people quickly started calling in to corroborate with their stories of their encounters. One man recalled an incident with the beast from 1938 when he was approached by a pack of dogs. Several scattered when he fired his rifle into the air, but one simply stood up and glared at him before sprinting away. The first reports of Dogman date back to 1887, when two lumberjacks saw a creature with a man's body and a dog's head. But there are also similar reports from French fur traders dating as far back as the early 1800s. Cook then made a prediction about the Dogman that any attacks happen in a 10-year cycle, with the year ending in the number 7. An unusual animal attack in the nearby town of Luther in 1997 seemed to confirm Cook's prediction. But video evidence of an attack in 2007 turned out to be a hoax. Before I searched for the Dogman on my own, I needed to know more about cryptids. So on the date of May 17th, I skipped my second-hour class to go talk to the best person I could about cryptids. What is your name and occupation?
My name is David Weston. I'm a teacher professionally.
All right.
But I'm an avid cryptozoologist.
This is Mr. Weston, a teacher at Blissfield High School. He is an enjoyer of all things weird, macabre, and awesome. He's an enjoyer of physics and track and field, and he is also the only way I can pay attention in my 5th hour. I decided I would choose him to go ask about cryptids because his entire room is filled with stuff about Bigfoot and also Elmo. He has a very strong dislike for Elmo. Do you have any real-life experiences with cryptids? Or have you ever seen one?
Well, I don't have any documentation.
I see.
And legally, I'm not allowed to say that I have seen one.
I see.
Because of a pending case. However, we all know what we all know.
So, in your opinion, do you think cryptids are real?
I think it is unlikely that we know of all of the species on this planet.
What is your favorite cryptid?
That's tough. I'm a fan of Bigfoot just because of the vast amount of information. But I also like some of the less well-known, like Ogopogo and the Orang Pendak, some of the other ones. And we're in Michigan, so the Dogman is definitely important.
That's what this one is about. This documentary is about the Dogman, actually. Do you have any information you'd like to share with us about the Dogman, if you know any? Just anything you got?
Well, I know that they've been seen as far as Wisconsin, but generally central Lower Peninsula, you end up with Dogman sightings. And some can be pretty terrifying, but most are, like most large animals, they'll leave you be. And if they see you, they're gonna go away. They see you before you see them, and they take off. But sometimes they get cornered, and like any animal, they're gonna attack.
Would you say that most urban legends or cryptids were hoaxes, or would you say that they were?
I would think that it's about 50-50, because there are people that will hoax Like crop circles are definitely real, but a lot of them were made by people knocking stuff down with boards of wood. So you have similar things with the chupacabra. You have people making, taxidermying dead animals together to make it look like a chupacabra. But then you have legitimate cases of exsanguinated cattle and no known reason.
How did you get into cryptozoology?
I just have an open mind, and I keep my eyes open, and I notice things.
Would you have any advice or tips for someone who would hunt after these cryptids or go looking for them?
I would think looking for them is better than hunting them. If you're hunting them with the intent to do violence, they're going to know, and they're much better at being out in the wilderness than you are. So just looking, maybe hunting with a camera is the way to go, but I would be quiet, know the region, make sure you know the pitfalls, and be safe out there.
Can you give us any fun facts about some obscure cryptids you know?
Well, most large fresh bodies of water have some cryptid associated with them, like Champ in Lake Champlain. There's even a Lake Erie monster that's supposed to be there. That one seems less realistic given the shallow depths of Lake Erie. The Orang Pendak is an interesting one. It's a small, bipedal, sort of Sasquatch type creature, but it's only about 3 to 4 feet tall, living around the jungles in Vietnam and Laos. That one's really interesting because there's a national forest, a wildlife preserve for that cryptid, even though there's very little substantiated evidence. There's also a national wildlife region in Nepal for the Yeti, so it's illegal to hunt them.
Do you think if a cryptid were to be able to understand English, it would be integrated into society?
Difficult to say. We are not always a very accepting group of people with things that are different than us. I think there are certain segments of society that would be accepting, and there are definitely segments that would not be. That revolves around tax issues, and would they be taking money from the government or supporting them?
Do you think the DogMan would be able to play Fortnite?
I don't know. Based on the prints that we've seen, no, because there's no opposable thumb. And I think it'd be really hard to play without an opposable thumb.
I see. All right, well, that's all the questions I have. Thank you for your time, Mr. Weston.
Glad to be of service.
All right. So all in all, can the DogMan play Fortnite? Probably not. Are cryptids real? I don't know. But I do know that something is out there waiting for us, watching us, just waiting for the day that it can show its true self.